And I was like, that log had a child. Good Monday evening, everybody. Before we get started, the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily those of the SCV, its GEC, nor any division, brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries. Happy Confederate Memorial Month. We're on week 3, third Monday of Confederate Memorial Month. Hope everybody is doing something to honor their ancestors. We're talking about an event that happened this past weekend in Upper Mississippi. We'll be talking about that. One of our, at least in the past 10 years, if not longer than that, Confederate monuments being dedicated in Mississippi. It's been a project that's been ongoing for 4 years, not 4 months,
Hard to
4
believe.
years.
4 years.
No, it's pretty easy to believe. Hope everyone is having a great evening. Hello, Chuck McMichael. I saw Sean up there earlier when we first got started saying good evening. Good evening to Linda and Roy. Good evening, Jimmy Hill, Commander of the Army of Tennessee, David Pope. Glad that y'all are having a beautiful evening in the Valley of East Tennessee up in God's country. We're having a pretty decent evening here in Mississippi as well. I had something I was going to say that would have made you laugh again, but I forgot.
Well, do we want to talk about the two parties we're president of? Which is
You
going
talk
to
about
go
yours
on?
first.
Well, Mississippi times have gotten tough, and so we have started the Mississippi Moose Party here in Mississippi. And the only thing we our platform is SCV first, and that's it.
Yeah, so I'm the self-appointed president of the liquid anti-temperance and liquiditarian party, which will be kicking off its run for the hills in 55 days. And if you know, you know. My buddy hippie from my camp, Rankin Grace Camp 2278, is above enemy lines in the frozen tundra of Idaho. Hope you're safe up there. Make sure that you grab you a potato while you're up there. Wes Franklin, good evening. Glad to see you on here. Casey Weber, good to see you. Hope everyone. Gerald, glad to see you from
Good to see you,
South
Gerald.
Mississippi. I hope you had a pretty decent weekend, all things considered, going down there, and that's all we're going to say about that. So it's been a very interesting month to say the least. A couple of things that we have coming up on our calendar. We'll talk about that and the importance of the events page on the website here in the next little bit. But next weekend, the Mississippi Division is hosting its Confederate Memorial Service at Beauvoir, the last home of Jefferson Davis, and the resting place of the official unknown Confederate soldier. Back during, I can't remember how, 30, 40 years ago, this young man, 17 years old, was found on a battlefield outside of Vicksburg, Mississippi, and all the major Confederate heritage organizations voted to designate him as the official unknown Confederate soldier, representing all of them who are now just known but to God. So we have a service every year out by his tomb there in Biloxi, Gulfport. I can't remember. It's Biloxi. Highway 90 Biloxi. Sorry. That will be next week. We have a wonderful graphic. We've got a bunch of great stuff planned with it. Dinner on the grounds. Everybody is more welcome to come. My cousin Charles LeRae will be the keynote speaker starting at 2:00. It's been a very big collaborative effort from people from all across the great and sovereign state of Mississippi. So we definitely are looking for that. If you're wanting to come and participate, again, 2:00, we need people for the memorial salute. If you're from the South Mississippi, or actually all of Mississippi, but within driving distance, and you want to lay floral tribute, come on. It's not just open to Mississippi. All Confederates are invited, and want them to come. It'll be a great day, especially with the dinner on the grounds. I believe my camp is supplying pastalaya and pulled pork, as well as other stuff. So it'll be good.
Monument Cross Dixie in the chat. Good to see y'all. Good to see Mr. John in the chat from Camp 1388. And we have our very own Commander-in-Chief, otherwise known as my father, Jason Boshier, is in the chat. It's good seeing everybody this weekend.
He's our residential T-Rex.
More on that later.
Mm.
I don't know if
Oh,
he's
he's
hasn't
also
seen.
he's also down for the thing we talked about earlier with the lovely story.
Oh, we love you, Jason. You do a lot of work
No,
for
no,
us.
he is 100% on. He wants us to get that one time copyright strike for the lovely story. Glad to see
Jackie's chat. Good to see
Jack
you.
on. Stephen Washburn coming on. The Lieutenant Francis Calvin Morgan. Not even going to try to butcher his last name. Camp 2150 from Naples, Florida.
I'm out. I'm out. After, and like I know it's not you're going to poke fun at this, but after so many years of this show, of me mispronouncing almost everything under the sun, it is good to see you finally mispronounce one thing.
No. I did not mispronounce it.
You didn't, but you stopped
Instead of just charging at it, like Don Quixote tilting at a windmill, I decided to, I know my limitations, unlike some people.
Hey, look. Yeah, okay, yes, no, I mispronounce everything. I get it. But in my defense, when y'all did the cruel joke of putting me in charge of the news, I knew that I was just going to have to roll with it, or
I
I
don't think
was
it was a cruel. I don't think it was a cruel joke. I think you just kind of
kind of got
got voluntold for that.
yeah, I got voluntold for that one.
Yeah.
Jack, you can vote for the Mississippi Moose Party. It is it's just a joke between me and Connor. Anytime I run for SCV office, he said that I would be the leader of the Moose Party, and I just put Mississippi in front of it because I'm son.
I don't remember saying that.
No. You even made promotional memes for it, Mississippi.
That is an Ole Miss education, but no, I will have this
Pretty good.
argument off screen. Faversham
You
to
made
Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones. Gerald Nelson also says that that the Gulfport Courthouse 9 a.m. this Saturday, there will be services out
yes,
there.
but I will.
Monuments Across. No, no. We don't need him as president of the republic.
I don't want to be president. I don't want to be away from my true nation, which is Mississippi. I don't know
Chuck Mack. The difference between the Bull Moose Party and this Moose Party is the bull.
the bull. Yeah, no. If you remember
This has
correctly, when
this
you gave me
this has a lot more bull than the Bull Moose Party.
so okay, the joke, and I'm surprised you don't remember it, but you told me trying to sell me the nickname Moose that you were like, dude, I just gave you an awesome slogan for anytime you run for office. Just take things from the Bull Moose Party and put your face on it.
I also told you to just walk around making moose noises, wah, and people would vote for you.
I came this close to doing that at the 5th Brigade election, but I decided to go with a more serious route and basically steal Carl Jones's famous speech where I just went up there, said like 3 words, and sat down. No. He's not the president no one needs. Don't.
Nor deserves.
Yeah, Boval's got a great event going on this weekend. Just remember the Moose Party. Hold on now. Our Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kendi, is reminding me that the bull of the Bull Moose Party was shot. In my defense, I'm not a bull, I'm a moose. So hopefully I don't get shot.
You are a bull moose.
No, I'm not a bull moose. I'm just simply a moose. Why?
I would really hope that you're a bull moose, or else we're really going to have to look over that life membership again.
Did you put bull moose on my life membership?
No, bull moose is a male moose.
Checkmate. Good job.
All right. Anyway,
Well, we're happy we had the opportunity to televise it. That is thanks to no, no, don't start that. That is very much a big thanks. Take that off the screen. Uh, of Commander Terry Arthur. He let broadcast the event, and even though we couldn't do it live like we wanted, it was very blessing to try to record an event and see how well it did. And y'all really supported that post, so we can't thank y'all enough for that. Again, we'll talk about it in a bit in a second, the actual live stream and the event itself. But please go out, support it. The Calhoun Avengers Camp did a great job. And again, I said it in the post, that region did not have a Confederate monument for
that
its
county did not. And
county.
we'll get into the whole history of it just as soon as we finish up a couple of little housekeeping things. So last week we launched a petition to make Michael C. Hardy the official SCV chat historian, and I believe we've only had 5 people sign it. Guys, like we said this past week, we're trying to do more stuff to get audience and participation up. We have to beg folks to share our episodes. And even then, half the time it's Moose going out and sharing them to different pages and stuff like that. We've mentioned it at national reunions. We've mentioned it here on the show. We have a great reach with our program. To date, it's over a 250,000 people, but our suggested audience or our potential audience is actually correct me if I'm wrong, Moose, but it's like 2.3 million, right?
Yeah. So to answer a couple questions, the petition link is in the chat. It's www.ipetitions.com, and the website is www.scvchat.com. And with the petition, yes, it's kind of a joke. We did it for Michael as a joke because we always called him the unofficial chat historian, but we did it to see audience participation and see if there's anything more we could do with that in the future. And
right, different links and stuff like that. Nothing against Mike. Michael is a loved member of our episodal staff. That whenever we have a real historical episode that we need to dive into, like we have the first Monday of every month, we're talking about the heroes of our heroes and the influence that the American Revolution had on our second American Revolution, the War for Southern Independence. Michael has been on most of those episodes. He's been very engaging. He has his own blog and which is a wealth of historical knowledge on top of his books and everything else. And we're trying to plug Michael a little bit, but also at the same time get some more engagement other than just what we have on Mondays and Thursdays. Trying to do that other stuff and trying to get people to share our links and stuff like that. And guys, I know everybody's asking about it now, and Victor's talking about how he's the one who gave us the idea for the petition and everything going on in there. But guys, it's pay attention to the page when we share stuff out, because part of our mission here is to reclaim the narrative 1 week at a time. The other part is to break SCV news as quickly as it's coming out there so y'all can get it. And third is to reach outside of the organization. We try to, and this is one thing that we've said multiple times. We try to show that the SCV is a fun event or fun organization that has something for everybody. That we're not just a bunch of guys walking around in shirts and ties, being pompous and stuck up. And we like to lean our head back. We like to have fun, but at the end of the day, we're all bound by a common cause. We can't do that. We can't show the world that if we are under a bushel.
Yes.
How many people, know what the SC in your communities, there's roughly 8 million possible descendants of Confederate veterans out there in the world. If we're not getting our word out to them, we're not doing anything. And social media, love it or hate it, is the easiest way. It takes literally 5 seconds to click share, to share one of our videos, share the petition, or share anything. And that's what we're getting at is, guys, we do this as a labor of love for this organization, but we need your help, chat heads.
Yes. And,
Um,
if you're not comfortable, because I know there are a couple members that work in public sectors, and as someone that is going into the public sector, I somewhat understand it. If you're not comfortable sharing it to your public page, there are many other things you can do. You can share it to Confederate friendly groups. You can share it to SCV groups. I personally have went out of my way and made a Harrison SCV page where I share everything SCV related. And I'm in more than 40 or 50 Confederate groups to share. So if you're not comfortable with that, there's still more than one way you can do it. I know a lot of people that have. I've been reading a lot on Ben Franklin and his many pen names at the beginning of his career. If you're not comfortable with your public name being on it, make a pen name. Try to get a following. It's not hard. I mean, I don't post much of my own original thoughts. I post a lot of what SCV chat posts, what other people have posted online, other historians, while I'm trying to learn because I am young. I am trying to build up my own historical knowledge. There are ways you can make a following on social media, and I have been blessed to have a weird following on my personal SCV pages, so it's possible to get started. And so,
because he's the nice one.
yeah, I am pretty nice. I'm playing Peacemaker as we speak.
But I mean,
Chuck
I mean,
also
yeah,
said it.
yeah. I mean,
You send it
right.
emails. Our chief heritage operations. If your camp has a page on social media, post it on there. Again, it's all about sharing, and that's something that's really been at the heart of this is getting information out and sharing the SCV. And yeah, we've had a personal following of over 200,000, closing in on. I think this year we've reached 300.
No, yeah, we've passed a 250,000.
Oh yeah, no,
And
a
that was
lifetime. I'm talking about just in like a short couple months period. We'll reach 200,000 people, 300,000 people, 400,000 people. That's only in a couple months, but those are usually people that are already with us in the cause. And when I did the social media push this past week, y'all did a great job with that. I thank y'all. That post reached over 30,000 people last time I checked, and I checked it just Friday, so it could have reached more by now. And that posted really good. And then you have other things that we post that only reach a couple hundred, and the message is still the same. What we're asking is still the same. And we're not asking you to flood your social media or anything for us, but we don't try to flood social media with information. If information comes out, of course, we post it as quickly as we can. But what am I trying to say here?
we're not going to spam you with stuff and things like that. It's not going to be something every 2 minutes that you see. When you're scrolling through, oh, there's SCV chat again, I have to unfollow them. No, we're not going to be doing that. But I mean, because we do cover late breaking news from the SCV, because we do the Commander's Comments live here on this channel. As a division officer, former camp brigade, other level officers. Often I hear from people saying communication. We never hear anything coming from up top. We never, know what's going on. The veteran only comes out every 2 months, and once you get the veteran, it's already outdated. Yada yada yada. If it's up to us, especially for us who are technologically, sound, but everybody else, we need to share our own resources, not only so the world can see, but so our membership can see. Which segues into our website. We created a website. Actually, it wasn't even we. I built one a couple years ago, and we never launched it. Moose took up the reins and rebuilt it. Has done a fantastic job, and hats off to Moose for that.
I'm getting ready to pull it up.
Yeah, I'll have to spit. Moose's did a great job. He ran it through Grammarly, he had everybody looking at it, and we've got this just in case. We do have a live stream there. We've reached out. We've heard people saying, well, we don't like a certain social media platform, or we don't like another social media platform. So we're trying to branch out there to get on other stuff. No, we cannot get on Rumble because StreamYard does not communicate with Rumble yet. Before anybody asks.
And that is a future expansion plan, is Rumble, along with something I'm working on now. Do we want to go ahead? I think you've already announced that we're going to try to be getting on there soon, but do you remember what I'm talking
as
about?
soon as StreamYard lets us get on there, we're going on there.
Yeah.
To quote myself, which is my third favorite person to quote, like I told the Kennedy twins, not all imperialism is bad. Media empires are media imperialism that we're trying to build here. Again, MeWe does not communicate with StreamYard. We are very limited on what we can get on, and we're trying to get on a lot of stuff. But you can, even if you have somebody who's not on Facebook or cannot find us on YouTube, they can come to our website and they can see our live episode. They can't talk to us, but I mean, they can at least view it. So that's it. But one thing that we are going to start doing is see, hey, there we are right there.
Yep.
One thing that we are going to start doing though is we have a section in there for events, and this is kind of a little bit of a.
And we're going to talk about this sign-in page. I've seen one question in the chat, and
what's the question?
So it's from the Lone Ranger Chuck Michael, and he's asking about the sign-in page. And so what the sign-in page is, people. Yes, we publish a lot of information online. Yes, we publish events online. But when making the events page, I didn't want it to just be very easily accessible to our enemies, that our enemies could go on and just automatically see all the events that I know of going on in the whole national organization. So when you see this, that's not a sign-in page for anybody else. That is for us. So if you sign in, create an account, you will put your email, put your password, and that just gives us the information. We'll reach out to you. What's your SCV camp? What's your SCV ID number? Our chapter, if you're in the UDC.
Or OCR, or MOS,
whatever. We're just making sure that you are an ally.
Yeah.
And even if you're a friend of the SCV, we're happy to help you get involved in the events page. But that's all that is. That's all you're doing is giving us, SCV Chat, that information. And all we get is your email. And all this will do is let you know about news, breaking news. And
let me. You'll sign up for our email. Anytime we post something on the website, you'll get a notification about it. Which again, we're not going to be spamming your inbox about. But the other thing, we do have some stuff coming up. There's one special event that Moose and I are planning right now that you're going to have to be a member of the sign-in page to be a part of it. I mean that's and Ron, we're still working on that, but we'll make sure friends can get in, everything like that. But there's some stuff that we've got, some field trips that Moose and I are planning within the next couple of weeks, or not weeks but months, in at least 50. Give us 56 days. We'll be going to certain places, doing some very interesting stuff. There may be a museum that we do a walking tour of the grounds, museum, everything like that, and some behind the scenes stuff, provided that we can get permission from that museum, looking at artifacts that are in their vault and things of that nature. It's not, and don't pull up the About Us page and let them find that on their own. It's funny. But I mean, you're going to have to be a part of, our, this, because it'll be formatted as a webinar and we'll only be able to put in, so many people. So
I'm just signing in because I have an account with us. Of course I do. I'm signing in, and it'll only show the events that we have already publicized in the media so far. 1 second. But again, see, these are the events. Of course, it's talking about The Mississippi Division Confederate Memorial Day at Beauvoir. It is talking about. I didn't realize my camp would have popped up to the beginning. I don't control that. My camp's memorial service. Talking about next week's Monday's episode with Dr. Sandy Mitchum. SCV chat, the war wasn't about slavery. And then it's talking about that Wednesday, we have our Hearth and Home episode. So it has national events, camp events, division events, and of course, SCV chat episodes. But that's all that's telling you. And then, of course, you have news over here where it has look around news, which is camp and division, SCV chat news, and then SCV national news. That is, of course, already in the public eye anyway. So we put that there, or I put that there again, to make sure our enemies just don't have easy access to it. They can't just jump online and look for events to try to go mess with. They would have to work and find it. And so again, Mad talked about how they have 1,000 trolls on their page.
Well, the guys are on the break now. Don't know where they've gone to. Let's go to the kitchen and get ourselves a treat.
Wes even talks about how sometimes they share posts to troll pages.
We have that on a timer, right? Set to my laptop.
It's on a timer?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, let me turn that off.
No, it's set to the time on my laptop.
Bring your laptop Saturday so I can turn that off, please.
No.
Okay. All right. Going back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wes Franklin talked about monuments across Dixie,
Yes.
Stuff getting shared, and the trolls come out. Heck, we spend more time banning trolls and stuff like that than we want to. I mean, that's just part of the thing, because truth crushed to earth will rise back up, and they don't want to hear our narrative. They don't want us to reclaim the truth one week at a time. Just what it is. But we're trying to progress here. We're trying to grow the channel into something more. We've talked about this in passing, dreams and hopes and aspirations. Well, they're finally coming true. It's just, we hit growing pains, and now we're adapting to them.
Yes. My father asked if it's time for a Pop-Tart break.
I did. So where we're going to the kitchen to get ourselves a treat or not. Hey, listen, if you don't make it within that couple seconds of the song, you're SOL on treats. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. The part of the secrecy is not secrecy, but some of the stuff that we want to do behind the scenes and other stuff is for our real chat head fans. The guys that tune in religiously every week, that enjoy this and have fun with us. Something extra for y'all, but at the same time, try to give us a little bit of safety and stuff like that. So, there's no crazy people laying in wait. It is what it is. Pretty much, go sign up for the website. Make sure to like, share, and our stuff. Where we are stuck with whatever StreamYard allows us to do.
Yes, and share our website, please. I mean, again, this website right now we're making a foundation. This website is going to continue to evolve even this year, and we have some ideas. I don't think we're going to talk about them tonight, how to evolve it even more. But I mean, again, we talk about lack of communication. Well, here's a news tab that talks about all breaking national news that we know about, all camp and division news we talk about, and our personal own news. And again, you have an events page, which lets you see events. Any event we know about, any event you send in, we will put it on that page. You just have to let me know on look around, and you have to send me, of course, an email about it. And again, I'm signed in right now. Harrison Dolls, SCV. That's me. So again, we're not trying to steal information. We're not selling you out to scammers or anything. Again, it's just us making sure that you're an ally, not an enemy. So please don't worry about it. It is the only time that y'all have to deal with such a thing.
You're beating a dead moose. David, you just gotta go to the page, and there should be a sign up on there.
Yeah, so just go here and you'll see sign in. and it'll pop up.
Yeah, like it says like request something under the request or reset password or I haven't signed up, because I'm GCV, damn it. Uh my views, my opinions.
It's there. Just like, for example, go to events and just type something in. It will allow you to sign in. I promise, David. If not, again, email us and I'll be happy to help you out and automatically put you on. Yes, sir. So we have a press release page. Again, just news. Again, this is Camping Division news. This is SCV chat news. And SCV news is, let me put it back on the screen. I forgot I took it off. So we have Camping Division news will be under look around. SCV chat news is, of course, it's our news. And then SCV news is where national news comes in. And we just post anything like, again, Commander's Comments update. Make sure you get your monthly update on what National SCV is doing. Here's a link to watch it. The newspaper ad we talked about. Yes, I need PDF for press release so I can put it on. I'll work on that, Jack, getting PDF copies of it. We don't have it right now, but the best thing I can tell you is, like, for example, with this newspaper ad, you can go and just copy our URL right there. And Chuck's saying that there is an error on the website. And again, that we're growing right now. I'm no professional website master. Sometimes mistakes happen, but I will promise you I'll clear that up tonight. And it might be working. It might just be the new website's being a little iffy.
Yeah, growing pains. Remember, you can always message the Facebook page or scvyouth@gmail.com. Moose put that in the chat because we need to get into what we want to talk about besides just SCV chat update, the wonderful monument dedication from this past weekend. So just, if email us, message us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. So yeah. It's a good thing. Progress is a good thing sometimes. So is imperialism. Moose.
So yeah, so I have a couple people that have just signed up right now. So there might be a couple things wrong and buggy, but we've had about 3 or 4 people sign up for the website right now. Thank y'all first off. And then we have someone that's having trouble. I won't say his name live on air. But again, it's just right now, I didn't expect that, of course. I thought I had it fixed, but I'll have it fixed tonight. Just please sign in.
Well, before we get talking about the monument dedication, because we're at 7:35, which is supposed to be our real Pop-Tart break time, we are going to take a commercial break. Tonight's commercial break, like all the other commercial breaks we've had for the past month, are brought to us by the Kennedy twins in their newest book, Jefferson Davis and the High Road to Emancipation. Jefferson Davis was a prominent proponent of the High Road to Emancipation. He looked to the day at which slaves would be prepared to live within and participate in a democratic society. He did more than advocate for the high road to emancipation, as this book documents. He practiced his belief in the ultimate emancipation of Southern slaves. Many of his former slaves left for posterity their testimony about their former master, a master who prepared them for freedom as self-sustaining members of society. There's more to this book than more to the book description. The North's ruling elite, they justified their invasion, conquest, and occupation of the Confederate States of America by declaring that the South was fighting to preserve slavery and that secession was treason. After the unfortunate end of the War for Southern Independence, the United States arrested President Jefferson Davis on charges of treason. Davis demanded a trial, yet the United States never brought Davis to trial. Why? Were they afraid they would lose in court? Davis, and through him the South, was unjustly tried in the court of public opinion, a court controlled by the North's ruling elite. This book gives the defense that Davis and the South never had. Book is available on the Kennedy Twins website or www.kennedytwins.com or online bookstores, including scv.org, on the shop. So get you a copy today. I've had this copy for a while, and I've still not been able to sit down and read it because of my wonderful work schedule. But I look forward to 55 days from now when I can sit back, prop my feet up, and read it. And we'll do a book review after that.
Ooh.
Jack, we're not going to talk about the GoDaddy versus Wix thing. We're going to move on from that. That was just what Moose decided to do. But we're going to play a little video right now and be right back.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
That was the voice of the SCV, Forrest S. Dawes, narrating that wonderful commercial. We have the one that we played last week of Adam and the museum being built, but now even since that commercial was cut, the changes to the National Confederate Museum are really something. So definitely, if you're in the Columbia, Tennessee area during the week, go check out headquarters. Also, check around. I believe we're on our website updating when the museum will be actually open. Moose had to run to the Moose Room and should be back here in the next little bit. So really quickly, to talk about the Confederate Monument in Calhoun County. 4 years ago, I was elected as division commander of Mississippi Division SCV, and I was talking to Terry Arthur, who was camp commander of the Calhoun Avengers Camp, 1969, I believe is their number, or 1965, one of the two. And we were talking about, the fact that out of all the counties in Mississippi, there are several, and people just think that's crazy. There are several counties here in Mississippi that do not have Confederate memorials. And we, he's back. Whew, scared me. And he told me that his camp had been raising money for a monument for 20 some odd years. And we began the long process of establishing a memorial there in Calhoun County. For those that are following, that are on the SCV chat Facebook page, we have the 2 hour, it's about 2 hours, right, Moose?
Yeah, it's only an hour.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. My dyslexia was acting up. Anyway, the entire video is on there of the dream finally coming true. But Forrest S. Dawes, who's now historian in chief, became my it's on the website.
Yep.
Was my monuments chair, and he picked up what I was putting down about let's try to get a monument in every single county. Let's also do it on private land so stuff can't be taken from us. This was about 2019, I believe, if my math is correct. And they began working on raising funds for the monument. Of course, there was this little virus going around China around January that year, and by March, the entire United States was shut down. It was a global pandemic, but still, the work continued. We continued, and Forrest and Harrison were instrumental in going and picking up the monument. From Alabama. They were instrumental in helping getting everything done, and hats off to them as well as to the Calhoun Avengers Camp. Through donations from the Mississippi Division and other organizations, as well as the national organization, we were able to not just buy a monument, not just an acre of land, but we were able to dedicate the first Confederate monument to the soldiers of Calhoun County, Mississippi, who left and went off to war in 1861 to 1865, who did not make it home, whether it was from disease in the camps or bullets on the battlefield. From all the way up in Pennsylvania down to Florida, and all across, the east to west of the Confederacy. Those men from Calhoun County are now, especially those that are, in unmarked graves, now have a stone to call their own. But also a Confederate Memorial Park where we can have things like living histories and stuff like that coming up. And I am very excited that there is a possibility of a living history and Lee Jackson picnic in this upcoming January there. Did you know that, Moose?
I did not.
So we pitched the idea this past week. Camp's got to vote on it, of course, but that will be fun. Calhoun County, it is close to Oxford. It's kind of the upper central portion of the state. This was technically in Bruce, and Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. I'm sure you remember the Cavalier Shop from back in the day. I would hope you would, because y'all sold books through them. The Cavalier Shop was in Bruce, Mississippi. But let's start looking at some of the pictures there, Moosey.
Okay. Got a good bit of pictures now. Again, sadly, most of these pictures are from me, so apologies in advance.
So that is a picture of me and Moose and Chuck Norris. Forrest S. Dawes. Standing in front of the monument. You can see the right directly behind us is the charge to the Sons of Confederate Veterans. The soldier on the pedestal. Forrest stands at about 6'7", so it's a good, good height up there. You can kind of see him in the background. There are flag poles. There's a First National, Second National, Third National, Bonnie Blue, and Battle Flag. And at the front of the park, a federal and 1894 Mississippi flag in there. So when we say it's a mini Confederate park, it really is. It's 4 acres, and it's beautifully located on a major highway. In fact, we had, I'd say, about 40 cars pass us throughout the entire event. In fact, one lady let us know that we were number 1 with a very, not her index finger. We did not get any local news coverage, although they were invited. But we'll be doing some press releases and sending out. So next picture, if because Moose is moosing. Okay, there we go. So this is members. Some of the members that were there from, of course, J-Bo standing there on the end. But the rest of the men standing up there were members, current or past members of my division executive council, who would have, voted for funds on the going towards the monument. So that's, and you can see all the flagpoles in the back. You can kind of see it goes all the way back to that wood line, the property line does. So you can see just how big of an area it is. But those men had instrumental hands in passing fundage for that. That is the real Slim Shady. Forrest Dolls. Yeah, everybody does have jokes, buddy. So yeah, I didn't even know that we had a newspaper reporter there, standing there, giving the dedication speech. Gentleman in the background is Terry Arthur, 2nd Brigade, executive councilman and commander of the Calhoun Avengers Camp. He, myself, and Forrest worked hand in hand in getting this done. That's Moose and Terry. Moose gave a speech and he didn't mispronounce anything.
It was a
He
great
read
day.
in fact, he he got perpetual correct in the charge. I'm very proud of him.
It was practically right up.
Now, Chief, we're not going to answer anything about security on the property right now. Just because, you know, we yes, but that's as far as we're going. Past the site, it is on a major Highway 32 up in Bruce. I don't know exactly how. I mean, like I said, during the 1 hour service, there were at least 40 cars that passed us.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a pretty good little area. The reason why that land was chosen is because we were able to get the price. We were able to pay for 4 acres for the price of 1 acre, and we couldn't just pass up that deal.
Yeah.
That is myself, Jason Boshears, and Forrest Dawes, standing in the wings, getting ready to speak. It's rather warm. I think if you zoom in closely, you can see the sweat dripping off of Forrest's face. That's Commander in Chief speaking with Moose operating, doing his SCV chat duties, making sure.
So yes, there was news coverage.
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes. That's what we do.
We do have press passes.
We do. I almost wore mine too, but I felt like I'd forget to take it off.
Yes, Chief, we can do picnics and stuff and such events there. Like I mentioned a little while ago, we're in talks with the camp right now in January, hosting, especially because you know how mild Mississippi January. It can either be sleeting and snowing, or it can be pretty decent weather. But if we can get pretty decent weather, we're going to try to do a living history and Lee Jackson picnic out there. So that way we can have. We can do fun things. This is picture of the members of the Metcav that made it to the event. We had members from Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi there. In fact, one gentleman was, if you're familiar with the Cav, received his patch or was patched in there. And that is the beautiful monument without anybody in front of there. And that is a picture from several months ago when the monument was finally placed, the flags were erected and everything, before the dedication. So it's been out there for a couple of months without any type of problems. And that's me and Moose. I may can Moose, if you'll talk for a second, I may can put up some pictures as well in the StreamYard.
Okay. It was a very big day for all of us here in the Mississippi Division, of course, of the Calhoun Avengers Camp. I was overcome with emotion. I have been looking forward to this day for a while. And, GCB talked about it at the beginning. I helped a little bit, and so I take great honor in helping that camp. But
you helped a lot.
Nah, I didn't help that much.
You
I
helped
just
a
jumped
lot.
at the opportunity.
Kept me sane.
The camp did a whole lot of work to get that property ready, and it is a beautiful property, and it is a Confederate Memorial Park. It is going to be great for events. It's going to be great for everything that camp can do, and so I'm expecting a lot of great things to come out of that camp. My
Yeah,
father,
well, I mean,
a
the- well,
wonderful
let me
speech.
let me interject one thing.
Well,
That was a wooded lot.
yeah.
Had several trees and stuff like that on the lot. The work that they've done, hauling off lumber, having a culvert put in, all sorts of stuff like that.
Mhm.
It has been a labor of love on their part. Continue, Moose.
Dagnab, you interrupted my thought. It is an absolutely beautiful property. Yes, my father and other father, Jason Boshears, both gave wonderful speeches. Jack, I know not too many monuments have come up after this time of destruction we've had. After this time of destruction we've had, I know this one is one of the first, at least the first in Mississippi, if I'm correct in my knowledge. A new monument, anyway. Two, okay. Um, it it was a great day. Again, we hear the saying, they take them down and we put them up, and most people kind of forget that putting a whole monument like this up, and especially making a park like this, it takes a lot of time. And the Calhoun Avengers Camp was dedicated the whole time, working their butts off, making sure that the day would come for the monument to go up. Again, it took 4 years. And again, some people think as soon as the monument comes down, we can put one back up. It's not as simple as that, but we need to continue even during the long years. It took a long 4 years is quite a stint. And in those 4 years, we put up a monument. They made up a beautiful park that's going to be absolutely beautiful for events. I cannot wait. And quite a few have come up around the whole South, Jack, and there's still some that are planning to go up that I hope to see. I hope to be there. But it's been hard ever since this destruction. As my father said in it, we saw so many monuments go down during the 2020 period. And now we can finally say, yes, we're starting to put them back up. We're fighting back. And I can't wait. Let's see here. South 1 on Saturday. I love our commander-in-chief's words there.
So
South 1 Saturday.
I received this picture in. If y'all don't know, I have a running photo timeline of Moose sleeping on the way to events.
All right, let's see what we're going to be doing. All right.
No.
You started it.
That's payback for something else.
No. You already got that payback.
No, this is for something else.
What private
I'll tell you
chat right now? What was it for?
I'll tell you off the stream. You're not checking the private chat. All right, so that is a picture of me receiving the plaque. That is the monument before it was unveiled. Again, that's the monument before it was unveiled with all the flags in the background. The patching in ceremony that we talked about, that's that there. And this one is one we didn't have, but that is the camp's adjutant, Larry Helms. Larry was he gave a speech about the original Calhoun Avengers, as well as some of the units from Calhoun County that was involved in the war.
It was a great speech.
It was there in private chat. Should
That
be
does
even
not
now.
count.
Yes,
No.
it does. Yes, it does.
No.
Yes.
I was a good sport about many things.
That counts. I'm not sure if there is a weekly newspaper in Calhoun County. So Jack, on the other sides of the granite, there's I believe Patrick Claiborne's quote about surrender means that the struggle will be told by Northern school teachers. The SCV corporate logo, um, and Jefferson Davis's quote about truth being crushed down will still rise back as truth. Is that right, Moose?
Yeah.
Hey, I've been doing this for a while. That's
You
what it
have.
was for. That's what it was for because the first time you did that picture. Aha.
All right, let's get back to seriousness. Yes, of course, Jack. Please do. Overall, it was a very great weekend. Again, I enjoy seeing monuments come up. For people who have heard me on the show before, I can't necessarily describe it, but I love monuments. Monuments are very close to my heart. So seeing a new one come up, any chance I can help a new one come up, especially in my nation of Mississippi, is it gives me great joy. And so
Yep.
anytime I see a new monument, it's amazing.
Yeah. The reason why it's two back in 2018, maybe 19, maybe 18, in over there near your neck of the woods, Harrison, Loosedale. They erected a monument there on their county courthouse square, but they found a federal soldier that was buried in the county after the war, moved down here, and they included him on there so it can be, as a not a loophole, but an extra layer of protection for their monument. That was the last one I went to.
Chuck found the local newspaper in the chat. So you can
Well,
contact
Forrest
the
is a better
Calhoun
writer.
Avengers Camp first, though.
Yeah, well, Forrest is a better writer than me and you both combined.
Oh gosh, yes. If you're going to submit something to the Calhoun County Journal, I would first, of course, ask the camp, since that is, of course, their backyard.
Right. But Jack, it's actually not marble. It is a composite material that, Forrest, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a composite material that will not, chip and age and weather like marble will.
Hey.
Yeah, because marble, is a porous stone, and gets wet, it freezes, it cracks, da 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 da. In Mississippi, Yazoo soil, or Central Mississippi, Yazoo soil. So they're Yazoo clay, technically. Can mess with foundations and stuff like that. So it actually will stand the test of time better and still look like marble.
Yep. And it's an absolutely beautiful monument. I love Monuments Across Dixie's work with monuments, and I hope to see them again, and I hope to, of course, see more monuments come up in Mississippi. What?
Private's messaging.
Okay. Don't worry, Jack. That's what it's meant to be. It's absolutely beautiful monument, and again, I can't wait to see hopefully more of them come up. You got anything?
Well, I mean, those monuments are relatively affordable. Which is very great. I mean, it's the most expensive part of the project was the pouring of the concrete to make sure that it had a steady base, the flagpoles and the land, all in comparison to the monument themselves. I mean, they purchased the monument before the land was purchased. You and Forrest went in what, 19, 20?
20. We went in 20 during COVID.
Yeah. So, they had the monument like that.
Yeah, no, and I mean it traveled pretty well. How tall? How tall are all the flagpoles?
They're taller than forest, but shorter than the trees.
So between 6'7"
Honestly, Chief, I think they're about the size of the one that's in front of the house in Elm Springs. The flags, I think, are 3x5s. Um, I was more involved in the monument portion of it. The
Yeah.
flagpole portion was something else, but I think they're 3x5s.
Yeah, Miss Linda said it best. If not us, who, if not now, when in action? This camp decided that Calhoun County, they wanted to be one of the first people that put up one of these new monuments. And I hope, again, this starts a chain reaction in the Mississippi Division.
Yeah,
that we'll
and
start seeing
Calhoun
more
County,
monuments.
economically, Calhoun County is not one of our, more not saying that they're not prosperous, but it's not like one of the counties on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
It's not like Stone County where you have a bunch of industry and other things moving in there. It's not like the Jackson metro area. It's not like the not like Tupelo. It's not like South Haven. It's not. It's a rural county. The population, if you give me a second, at the last census was do 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 do.
Nope,
Well,
that's going to be a pain in my
yeah,
head.
yeah. It was named after John C. Calhoun. Um, in the last census, it was 13,000 population county. So
What was the price of my monument?
I don't want to say exactly how much it is right now,
Yeah, I figured
because
that's why I was.
inflation and everything else. I don't want to quote a price. We can get you in contact if you'll email us with the group that we got the flag from, or not the flag, excuse me, that we got the monument and base from, and they can quote you the price.
No truer words. Right there with Michael C. Hardy. But yeah, no, we'll get you the price privately. If you could email us at scvyouthOutreach@gmail.com, re-ask your question, please, and we'll get back to you quickly.
Yeah, I can say that the total project was about $40,000.
Total, yeah. And I mean, it was a big project. They didn't just stop at a monument. They made a whole Confederate memorial park.
Right.
So that being said, don't hear 40,000 and be like, well, I know my camp can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it took fundraising. The ladies of the OCR, they held events where they raised funds. There was a knife that was donations were collected for. That sort of stuff. They worked their tails off to obtain the monument through private fundraising, talking to friendly, like-minded organizations, working with their division and stuff like that, working with their brigade. And Chief Kennedy did make a good point that whether it's a flagpole or a monument, they can't tell our true story. That's our job, and he's right, which goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the show. But also this entire, because it is a 4-acre plot of land that we'll be able to have living histories and other events at, we can now tell the story. I've got another idea for a fundraising project that hopefully they'll like, which is a kiosk with a board in there that talks about the men from Calhoun County and where they fought at, and kind of like a mini timeline.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you get that idea?
A timeline from the National Confederate Museum at Elm Springs at the Southern Heritage
Center,
adjacent to historic Elm Springs.
Go visit.
We really need T-shirts with all that on there.
just on the front of it, if walls could talk, and then on the back, just lists.
On the back, there's a map. And the map explains what the entire campus is with the buildings.
I like that idea, actually. That is an actually good idea. That's not just us messing around. Adam,
He's not watching.
He's not watching. He's tired. It's past his bedtime.
He was at a local community meeting there in, I can't pronounce where he lives, but in central Tennessee, being an agent of influence. And if you don't know what agent of influence means, you really need to be watching our episodes we do with the Kennedy twins.
And you can find all of SCV Chat's episodes on our Facebook, YouTube,
And that's it.
and that's it. I was about to say website, and we don't have the technology for that just yet.
Wait, are you designing the T-shirt of the campus because we mentioned it, or was that already in the works?
Let's just say it was because of us. Like, isn't that a great compromise? Let's just say because of us. We
Yeah, well, let's not brush ourselves off.
You good? Did you get lost in train of thought?
Just got a message from something.
Work is calling.
Yeah.
But sorry about make yourself. Well, thank you, Commander Boshears. I will. Let me. What?
I thought you were going to say something profound.
No. I'm about to say something in a second. I can get it typed in real quick. All right. I'm about to plug in Thursdays if you're wondering what I'm doing over here.
Okay, sure, by all means, please plug in Thursdays. Dude, last guy who just commented from YouTube, that's kind of an impossibility for Karl Marx to write letters to Lincoln after the war.
We did have a bit of an uncomfortable silence. Sorry about that.
We did, but Lincoln didn't kind of make it to after the war.
Someone said I'm not a member, but I'm very pissed with the monuments and would love to see more camps do this. Well, as do we, Bubba. If you're interested in joining, you can go to scv.org. And
he's already a new member.
Oh, no, I thought it said I'm not a member. My apologies.
He says, I am a new member.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the Brotherhood, the Southern Brotherhood.
Yeah, again, email us at scvyouth@gmail.com. Moose will put that up here in a second. And yeah, we can help you, get you some pricing on that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, Forrest, just like Forrest says that the Calhoun Avengers, they lost 4/5 of their men. Most of them at Shiloh, I believe it was like 40 of them made it out of Shiloh. So. And that's the other thing that I will say that really made me happy was there were members or people there who were not in the SCV or OCR that were there. There were members of the community that came and showed up and participated with the with the dedication. So that was really really great.
Oh yeah.
It's not, but he's Lieutenant Commander in Chief Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. There is no Ole Miss anymore. It's just New Miss. My views and opinions, and he's at Liberty University now for whatever that's worth. Go Flames! Y'all are Flames, right?
Yeah, we're the Flames.
Yeah, Flame football team. So what do we have coming on Thursday?
We have an address of the division What that is basically a address of the division. What it is we have a division commander come on and tell us everything that is going on in their division. This episode, we will have the Georgia division commander coming on, and he will be talking about, of course, everything going on in the Georgia division. They have a lot of great stuff. I have specifically asked him to talk about some of the things going on at Stone Mountain, so he will address that, and of course, many of the other things going on in the Georgia division. It will be at Thursday, 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time, and we will go over the news. So make sure to email all your Confederate Memorial Day events or Confederate Memorial Month events at scvyouthOutreach@gmail.com, and you'll be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation.
And then next week we have Dr. Sandy Mitchum coming on, and after that, Hearth and Home with Adam Southern.
And then Thursday, we're figuring it out.
We may do something special next Thursday that we'll talk about after the show. If only there was a way for people to see the before show and after show. If there was a way, if only there was a way for us to figure out how to do that and potentially charge a slight fee for people to be able to watch before we go live with all of our antics.
Wink, wink.
Good things are coming. All right,
Great
guys,
things.
remember it is Confederate Heritage Month. Go out there, do something to honor your ancestors. Bring light to your area, to the SCV. Remember to think locally and act locally in all things, whether it's history or other things. Tune in Thursday for Look Around the Confederation starring Moose. There may be a special live stream this upcoming Saturday.
We hope so. It'll be similar to, of course, the Calhoun monument dedication, which you can go watch on our website or on YouTube. It's actually an exclusive to our website and YouTube. It's actually not on Facebook.
Yeah. David Pope was reminding us that it'll be the 1 year anniversary for the I believe it's the Douglas Southall Freeman weekly chat.
Yes.
So that'll be on Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not to be confused with our Confederate Standard Time. And he has a CERT training in Knoxville Saturday morning. Message him for more details. Monuments Across Dixie will be streaming the Stone Mountain event for those who can't attend.
Are you going to the Stone Mountain event? Quick question, live on air in front of all these people?
Nope.
Okay. The only reason I was asking because I was like, if you want to team up Monuments Across Dixie, do a semi-cast, because I won't be able to be there as well. I got a camp event that is a very big camp event. Our camp commander's in the comments. Maybe he can tell you all about it.
I think I'm supposed to be at y'all's camp event or a camp event up here.
You're supposed to be at our camp event.
So then why did you even ask? Anyway, remember to turn in your news and everything like that to scvyouthOutreach.com. Sign up for the website. If you can't get in, email Moose. Moose will be back on Thursday. So until then, remember, in the words of the late and great Harold Philpott, no Fumar in the elevator and Ritter Frop.
Rare Frop.